That's right, folks. Longtime owner Mr. Krabs is opening a new restaurant called the Krusty Krab 2. What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Well, you see, Perch Perkins, while we do like the prospect of fortune, it's also the appreciation and the happiness by the fans that motivates us. We do not strive simply for earthly gains in the sense of coin, but also want to leave a lasting legacy with our games.
Why, hello dear viewer. A price can make or break a game and its reputation. It has been encountered by me when I learned that 50-year-old games that get a HD remake cost 60 euros or whatever currency you use, while games that are sold on the indie market go away for basically free. From a price tag, we, the customers, should expect a level of satisfaction and reward. Most people who probably bought No Man's Sky for its full price on day one probably regret that decision. It's a good game now, but they probably regret that one. On the other hand, people who bought Hollow Knight on day one for its full price probably didn't regret that decision. Except if you for some reason bought the game and hate Metroidvanias or something, or find it boring. Your opinion is wrong, but hey, it's your choice. Sure, the game itself is the real kicker here. If a game costs 50 bucks but is the best game you've played in a few months, maybe years, then paying that price probably won't bring you nightmares, except if you're like in financial ruin or something. Like the Great Depression in your house. Free-to-play games literally bug no one because every shitty decision that taken by the devs can at least be revalued when you acknowledge the fact that you didn't have to spend all of your hard-earned cash or any cash on this product and can just give it away or deinstall it. That's why free-to-play games are pretty good when they're really good, like Team Fortress 2. For Hollow Knight, the case basically lies in between. You have a really good game, so to speak, filled with hours of content and a lot of work put in it, with a price tag that seems almost ridiculous. 15 euros or dollars or whatever? Sure, you could buy the physical edition, which is a bit more expensive in most shops, but 15? What the hell, dudes? This deal puts Hollow Knight in the unique position that it combines both ends. The game is good, and so is the price. Hey, that's a good harmony there. One can attribute Hollow Knight's success to both of these factors, though the game itself probably proved more important to many people. Like, if it had been shit, then the $15 would still be a bit meh. But it's a good game, so. On the other hand, some people could have probably not afforded a higher cost of this game. We're talking not only about children or people dependent on someone else's money, but also people living in poorer countries. These untold stories have led to the conclusion that it was indeed the price tag which gave Hollow Knight a broad, diverse set of fans, ranging from countries in Central Europe to Russia and the USA, and perhaps even countries in Asia and Africa as well. South America as well, I wouldn't forget you of course, and Australia and such are here as well. The player base for Antarctica might still have a bit of a grip to itself, but I'm sure they'll get a few more players ready, maybe even an amino. How now does this all play into Silksong? Well, a story proven successful might do it again twice. Most people are pretty realistic on Silksong's price tag. It will cost about the same as Hollow Knight at the start, guys. It's maybe $5 or so, more or less, I don't know. This is the short answer. Most indications speak for it, along with some rather logical conclusions which will be listed now. 1. Team Cherry is in a far better financial situation now than when they were before Hollow Knight was released. They have a way better standing, more popularity, more money, more time, more help, a bigger fan base, etc, etc. If they manage to finish Hollow Knight, albeit under pressure, with little attention and only a bit of help on the side, and still give the game the low cost of $15, then I presume it couldn't change much for the second one. 2. Team Cherry profited immensely from making Hollow Knight so low a cost. Not only did it give them a higher chance of people actually buying and trying out the game, which wouldn't have happened had it been a way higher price, but it also gave them a huge and broad array of fans from all different countries mentioned earlier. Silksong could crack that case as well. The game is already one of the most wishlisted games on Steam, had a big boost since they worked with Nintendo, and the fan base has been growing day by day, week by week. This all will come together to make Silksong one of the most anticipated games, and with a low cost for people to get it, it will make its eventual release even more bombastic. Free. In a Reddit AMA after Hollow Knight's Switch release, Team Cherry had this to say about price when being asked by a fan. On price, $15 is actually quite a bit of money for many people, especially in other countries than the US. Ultimately, our main interest is that as many people as possible play our games, and we want to price them such that players can do so. Basically meaning that they would like to have many people play their game, and so the low cost isn't a problem, guys. Now I want to focus on some stuff that has been mentioned against the $15 or euro or whatever expense. These points include 1. The game is way bigger. They are probably putting more effort into this game than into Hollow Knight, so a higher price is justified. Now, this might seem like a sensible point, yet we already know through insider info that making Hollow Knight wasn't easy, seeing as they switched game engines mid-development and are now producing a game on top of a better system and already had some stuff on which they could build upon. They didn't have to do that for the first game. Plus they're like richer now, so 2. 15 is way too low for such a big and expansive game. Team Cherry needs and deserves more money. The sentiment here is pretty nice. But on the other hand, by making it more costly, Team Cherry would take the decision to exclude huge swaths of people who are either turned off by a high price or literally can't afford it. By asking Team Cherry to raise the price to 60, you are ultimately not helping them but rather damaging their potential customer base. Not really something a fan should do, right? Plus, while you might pay $60, this doesn't mean that everybody would be enticed to that same idea. 3. Team Cherry needs the funds since they are only a small company with limited developers, plus they need to pay their own workers. While I can't exactly say how much Team Cherry pays people, it is telling that they were in a way riskier financial state before the first game released and are now way more secure and stable as a company. I'd assume if they managed to make it 15 in a worse state, then 15 in a better situation is very much reasonable and logical. Most arguments for the higher price faction go to the fact that they are willing to pay Team Cherry more because they are making such good games. This fascinates me so much, considering for most other companies it's a frustration to pay so much, and most people would rather wait or buy it second hand. But for Team Cherry it's the opposite. Their fanbase actually wants to give them more money than they want.
Just take all my money!
Well, to all these people here, here's my tip. Buy the game for your friends, buy the soundtrack, buy the merch or something else from them instead of making the actual game price higher. A person who wants to play the game is much earlier turned off by a high price tag for the actual video game than by the merch costing a bit more. In the end, your sentiment is really nice and I respect that, but please just buy other stuff or buy the game multiple times if you want to support Team Cherry, instead of potentially ruining it for other customers. Now, thanks for sitting through my small moral lesson. If you want more deep talk, then check out my Discord and my Twitter in the description below. Speak soon. Also, thanks for Ccmaci for being in the meme in the beginning, and that's pretty cool. Link is in the, description below. I was featured in one of his memes, which you can also check out. And yeah, if you have anything, then just put it down in the comments below. I'm always available most of the time. Probably as soon as this video released, we already had an Among Us game with many YouTubers, so you might have checked that one out. Yeah, I don't know what to do after that, but hey, we'll wait and see. Speak soon!